Hello there. My name is Peter Strong of the Boulder Center for Mindfulness Therapy. Now, many of the people who seek my assistance here, either in the office or online through Skype sessions, come to me suffering from panic attacks and panic anxiety. This is by far the most common kind of emotional suffering that people encounter in their lives. Now, in the last few years or so, more and more people have been seeking mindfulness therapy for their panic attacks and general anxiety over the internet using Skype, as I say, which works extremely well and there are many studies that show it to be equally effective to in-person therapy. And in some ways it's even better than in-person therapy because the client feels more empowered and more in charge of the process. Anyhow, I just wanted to take a couple of minutes here to describe to you a little bit of what mindfulness therapy is and some of the essential principles for how to work with your anxiety and particularly with your panic attacks. Now, panic attack anxiety is very, very painful. It's one of the most painful forms of emotions that a person can experience. And I know this from personal experience as well as from working with people. It's very distressing. Our natural reaction to distressing emotions like this is, of course, to run away from them or to avoid them um, or to indulge in a whole range of secondary reactivity, thinking about the fear, worrying about how you're going to cope if the panic attack should occur, what people are going to think about you, and so on. And this starts to spin out of control, and people suffering panic attacks can literally just close down entirely. When we work with panic anxiety here in the office or online through Skype sessions, the first and most essential principle of mindfulness therapy is learning how to sit with the emotion, with that feeling. The term sitting is a very nice term and it describes the process very well. It's like sitting with a friend or with a child who's in pain, in which you are basically there being very present with an open mind and an open heart. The attitude of friendliness is absolutely essential. So, when you are encountering panic anxiety, what really helps is that you can take a few minutes and start to explore how to sit with that feeling as you experience it in your body and in your mind, as if it was a child in pain, crying for your attention. And in many ways, that is the function of mental pain, of suffering. It is there to attract our attention. It's saying, look over here. And the skillful response to anxiety of all kinds is to do just that. It is to take the time to look at the anxiety and sit with it without becoming reactive, without getting caught up in the story, in the emotional drama, in all of the secondary thinking about the pain that you're experiencing. It is just to create a space inside in which you are sitting with that pain and being fully present. When you do this, you are creating the right internal conditions that allow that anxiety to begin to change itself. And one of the second principles of mindfulness therapy is that we understand that our minds are more than capable of solving the problems of emotional anxiety. Our psyche has the skills and the intelligence and all that it needs to heal emotional suffering, in the same way that our body has the skills and bodily intelligence it needs to heal a physical wound, um, a cut or a graze. However, in order for the psyche, that is the big mind, the intuitive mind, not the thinking mind, but the deeper intuitive aspect of our mind, in order for it to start healing anxiety, it has to have freedom, freedom in which to change. This freedom which allows an emotion to begin its own transformation and healing is exactly what we are providing through mindfulness. Mindfulness, as I define it in my book, The Path of Mindfulness Meditation, is engaged presence, is that quality of being really, really interested and present for your experience without getting caught up in reactivity and thinking about the experience, which is not the same as being present. So, freedom to change equals presence of mind equals mindfulness. It's hard, it's a hard process to literally to learn how to face your emotions and your suffering in this way. It is hard, but it is possible, and it is a process that is guaranteed to lead to beneficial change. So I invite you to experiment with this for yourself, learning bit by bit how to sit with your pain and create the right inner conditions that will allow that pain to undergo transformation and healing. If you would like more information, or if you would like to talk to me about your panic anxiety or other forms of anxiety, please send me an email. Visit my website, mindfulnessmeditationtherapy.com. Thank you.